Hey, awesome explorers! Have you ever heard the super cool term data science? It sounds a bit like something from the future, right? Well, guess what? It's already here, and it's making our world amazing in ways you might not even realize. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and become real-life data detectives. We'll discover what data science really is, why it's such a huge deal, and how it's secretly running so much of our modern world. By the end of this video, you'll understand how companies make billion-dollar decisions based on tiny clues hidden in massive amounts of information. To start, let's think about a number so big it's almost impossible to imagine. 2.5 quintillion bytes. That's a 2 followed by 18 zeros. This is how much data all of us on this planet create every single day. To put that in perspective, if you tried to download that much data, it would take you over 200 million years with a typical internet connection. But where does all this data come from? It's streaming from everywhere. Your phone tracking your steps, your social media posts and likes, your family's car recording GPS routes, smart home devices listening for commands, online shopping habits, streaming preferences, even smart coffee machines recording when and how you make your morning brew. Think of it like this. Every click, every swipe, every purchase, every search creates a tiny digital footprint. Multiply that by 8 billion people doing thousands of these actions every day, and you get this massive, unstoppable tsunami of information washing over us constantly. So here's the million-dollar question. With this enormous, chaotic ocean of data, how do we find anything actually useful? How do we turn all that digital noise into clear, actionable insights? How do we find the needle in the haystack when the haystack is growing by millions of needles every second? That, my friends, is exactly what data science solves. Let me tell you a fascinating real-world story that shows exactly how data science works like detective work. This comes from Walmart, one of the world's largest retailers, and it perfectly demonstrates how the tiniest clues can lead to major discoveries. Picture this. It's Halloween season, and Walmart's data analysts are doing their regular detective work, sifting through sales data from thousands of stores across the country. They quickly spotted a clear winner. One particular Halloween-themed cookie was absolutely flying off the shelves. But data science isn't just about finding problems. It's about predicting opportunities before your competitors even know they exist. Here's another brilliant example from the same team. While analyzing social media data, Walmart's data scientists noticed something interesting bubbling up in the digital conversations. Now, traditional market research might have taken months of focus groups and surveys to identify this trend, but the data was already there, hiding in plain sight across millions of social media posts, searches, and shares. The algorithm didn't need to ask people what they wanted, it could see what they were already excited about. So what did Walmart do? They immediately started stocking cake pops in their bakery sections nationwide. And sure enough, they became a huge hit, generating millions in revenue from a trend they spotted weeks before their competitors. This is the real magic of data science. It's not just about looking backward at what happened. It's about using patterns from the present to predict and shape the future. Now, if we want to understand what makes data science so powerful, we need to break down the 3 essential superpowers that every data scientist needs to master. Superpower number 1, domain expertise. This means you need to actually understand the real world you're analyzing. You can't just be good with numbers. You need to know about the specific field you're working in. If you're analyzing retail data, you need to understand how stores work, what drives customer behavior, and what seasonal patterns look like. If you're working in healthcare, you need to understand medical processes and patient care. Without this knowledge, you might find statistical patterns that are completely meaningless in the real world. Superpower number 2, programming and technology skills. This is your ability to actually work with massive amounts of data using computers. You need to know programming languages like Python or R, understand databases, and be comfortable with cloud computing platforms. Think of this as learning the language that lets you communicate with computers and tell them exactly how to process millions of data points efficiently. Superpower number 3, mathematics and statistics. This is what helps you find meaningful patterns and avoid being fooled by coincidences. You need to understand probability, statistical significance, machine learning algorithms, and how to measure uncertainty. This superpower helps you distinguish between a real trend and random noise, and it lets you build models that can make accurate predictions about future events. The magic happens when you combine all three superpowers together. Finding incredible insights doesn't happen by accident. There's actually a systematic process that data scientists follow, like a detective's playbook. Let me walk you through the 4 crucial steps. Step 1. Ask the right question. This is absolutely critical because you can't find a good answer if you're trying to solve the wrong problem. Instead of asking, why did sales drop last month? You might need to ask, what factors influence our sales patterns throughout the year? The better your question, the more valuable your answer will be. This step often involves talking to business stakeholders to understand what decisions they need to make. Step 2. Gather and clean the data. This is where most of the actual work happens, and it's often the messiest part. Real-world data is rarely clean and organized. You might have missing values, duplicate records, different formatting across systems, or data that's stored in completely different databases. Data scientists spend about 70–80% of their time just cleaning and preparing data before they can even begin the analysis. Step 3. Explore and analyze for patterns. This is the exciting detective work. Using statistical methods and machine learning algorithms, you search for hidden patterns, correlations, and insights. You might discover that sales spike every time it rains, or that customers who buy product A are 3x more likely to buy product B within 30 days. This step combines statistical rigor with creative exploration. Step 4. Deploy and monitor the solution. The best insights in the world are worthless if they don't lead to action. This step involves building systems that can automatically apply your discoveries to real-world decisions, whether that's fixing stocking errors, personalizing recommendations, or predicting equipment failures before they happen. You also need to continuously monitor these systems to make sure they keep working as conditions change. You might wonder about the difference between data scientists and data analysts. They're both crucial, but they approach problems from different angles. Data analysts are like historians of data. They focus on descriptive analytics, understanding what happened and why. They might create dashboards showing last quarter's sales performance, identify which marketing campaigns worked best, or explain why customer satisfaction scores changed. They're experts at turning past data into clear, actionable reports that help businesses understand their current situation. Data scientists are more like futurists and engineers combined. They focus on predictive and prescriptive analytics, figuring out what will happen next, and building automated systems to act on those predictions. They might build recommendation engines, develop fraud detection systems, or create models that predict which customers are likely to cancel their subscriptions. They're building the intelligent systems that can make decisions automatically. Both roles are essential, and many professionals combine elements of both. Data science in your daily life. The truth is, data science is already running quietly in the background of your life every single day, making hundreds of decisions that affect your experience. When you open Netflix, machine learning algorithms analyze your viewing history, the time of day, what similar users watched, and even how long you pause on different titles to predict what you'll want to watch tonight. When you check your email, spam filters use natural language processing to analyze the content, sender reputation, and sending patterns to decide what reaches your inbox and what gets blocked. Your GPS doesn't just know the roads. It analyzes real-time traffic data, historical patterns, weather conditions, and even special events to calculate the fastest route to your destination. Even more fascinating, dating apps use algorithms to predict compatibility. Streaming services decide which songs to include in your personalized playlists. And online stores dynamically adjust prices based on your browsing behavior and purchasing history. Social media feeds are curated by algorithms that predict which posts will keep you most engaged. And even your smartphone's battery management uses machine learning to optimize power consumption based on your usage patterns. The future is here. Data science isn't just a trendy career path. It's becoming the fundamental way that smart organizations make decisions in our data-rich world. Whether you become a professional data scientist or not, understanding how data analysis works will make you a more informed consumer, voter, and citizen. So here's my challenge for you. Now that you understand the power of finding patterns in data, what hidden insights would you want to uncover? What problems in your school, community, or the world would you try to solve using data detective skills? Maybe you'd analyze social media to predict the next viral trend, study traffic patterns to reduce commute times, or examine learning data to help students study more effectively. The possibilities are truly endless when you know how to turn information into insight. Like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what data mystery you'd want to solve first.